Most content doesn't fail because it's badly made, it fails because it misunderstands how humans actually think. We assume people are logical. We assume they're paying attention and we assume they want to learn. None of that is true. And once you understand why, you stop chasing algorithms and you start creating content that feels inevitable. Hey, I'm Stephen and I help simplify marketing so you can grow without overcomplicating things. If content was just about being informative, Wikipedia would be the most successful marketing platform in the world. But it isn't. Great content doesn't win because it's smarter. It wins because it aligns with how people feel, decide, and pay attention. So in this video, I want to break down the psychology behind great content. The invisible forces that decide whether something gets ignored or actually lands with your audience. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Most content creators focus on what they want to say and not what the brain on the other side is willing to process. And those are very different things. Let me ask you something. When someone scrolls past your content, is it because it wasn't good? Or is it because it asked too much of them? Too much thinking, too much context, too much effort? Most content fails the moment it creates friction because your audience isn't sitting there thinking, I wonder what I can learn today. They're thinking, I've got 30 seconds. Convince me that this is worth it. And that single thought explains more failed content than any algorithm ever will. We like to think attention is curious. It's not. Attention is defensive. The brain's default mode isn't exploration, it's protection. Protection of time, protection of energy, protection of emotional bandwidth. That's why the brain makes snap decisions. It uses shortcuts, patterns, emotions. So when content opens with background, context, or explanation, the brain doesn't lean in, it backs away. And not because the content is bad, but because it hasn't earned the right to ask for effort yet. If your content doesn't answer, is this for me? Almost instantly, the brain moves on. This is where most marketers get stuck. They assume logic leads and emotion follows. In reality, it's the opposite. We feel first, then we think. This is why you can make two videos saying the exact same thing and one completely dies while the other one takes off. Not because the idea changed, but because the entry emotion did. Frustration versus curiosity. Relief versus overwhelm. Recognition versus instruction. People don't engage with information, they engage with how that information makes them feel about themselves. And the strongest feeling in content isn't excitement, it's recognition. That moment where someone thinks, that's me. Here's another counterintuitive one. We reward cleverness in marketing teams. The brain doesn't. The brain rewards familiarity because familiarity feels safe. This is why the most effective content often sounds obvious after you've heard it. Not because it's basic, but because it's aligned with how humans process ideas. Recognizable problems outperform clever framing. Clear language outperforms novelty. Repeated concepts beat one-off brilliance. When your audience recognizes the pattern, they relax. And relaxed brains listen. Quick check. Which do you find harder to get right in your content? Grabbing attention or keeping it? Comment one word below, hook or retention. Every piece of content asks your audience to take a risk. A risk of time, a risk of being wrong, a risk of feeling stupid. And there's a quiet question running underneath every click. Am I about to waste my time? Great content answers that question early, not with hype, with clarity. Clear promises, clear structure, clear direction. Structure isn't restrictive, it's reassuring. Confusion doesn't create intrigue, it creates drop-off. The human brain doesn't store facts very well. It stores change, before and after, problem and resolution, confusion and clarity. That's why stories outperform slides, why journeys beat lists, and why frameworks stick better when they're introduced through a narrative. Your job isn't just to teach, it's to guide, to take someone from where they are to where they want to be, one logical step at a time. So when content works, it isn't magic. It earns attention emotionally. It reduces cognitive effort. It creates familiarity and it lowers risk. And it gives the brain a story to follow. That's the psychology behind great content. And once you understand this, content stops feeling random. You stop asking, what should I post? And you start asking, what does my audience need to feel next? And here's the important part. Once you understand this psychology, building a content strategy stops being guesswork. Because understanding people is powerful, but systems are what scale it. Now I've got more videos breaking this down properly, including how to turn this into a repeatable system. So make sure that you're subscribed for new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I'll see you on the next one.